And we are live here tonight. NXT TakeOver Portland is a wrap. And let's talk about the show tonight. Great show. NXT TakeOver Portland from the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Let's wait for a few people to join the live stream. Then we'll talk about all the good stuff that did happen tonight during the event. What's going on, Glenn Hunt? In total, we had 6 matches, and NXT TakeOver events are really good for the point that it doesn't seem like it just keeps on going and going and going for no reason. It honestly is one of those events that you can watch front to back and basically continually love the action. And tonight was no different with TakeOver Portland, as I'm going to get into the review here in a moment here, but we had some really good long matches here. 3 matches that went over 20 minutes. The NXT North American Championship match went 20 minutes, 20 seconds. Then Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano went 27 minutes, 22 seconds. And then the main event, Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship, went 33 minutes and 23 seconds. And that last match was one of those matches where you thought it was going to end, but it just didn't end. Just going to say what's up to some of the people here. Glenn Hunt, Fully Clutch, Rodney Shepard. Where's my title? John Frost. Terry Hopper, we're going to get into the review in just a second here. Sage Haruga. TakeOver was excellent. I really enjoyed it. Beginning with the first match, great opening match between Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. It was like their rubber match, and it could have went both ways, but like the fact that Keith Lee won the championship not too long ago, I really didn't want to see him lose it. They went 20 minutes and 20 seconds. In the end, Keith Lee did retain that championship over Dominic Dijakovic, and these two have it gives me similar vibes, those Fight Forever vibes, the same type of vibes that I get when I see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fight. I've seen their matches on the independent scene before. These two have excellent chemistry together, and quite honestly, I thought top that match. This is going to be one of the show stealers of the night. It was a great match, but in the end, it wasn't the best match of the night, but it was damn close. And who do we have here right now? That was the match of my night for me, Anthony. JCP says, where's my title? Yo, y'all should have hit that like button. What's going on, Richard ABK Storm? So the opening match, we did see Dominic Dijakovic lose in a losing effort to Keith Lee. And then we went on to Dakota Kai versus Tegan Nox. And this match right here, as far as the story goes, I can be completely honest. I wasn't so invested in their storyline. But at the same time, I did watch the match. I did enjoy the match. It was one of those things where I just wasn't invested from day one. And it really has nothing to do with these two wrestlers. It's just something I wasn't invested in. But in the end, we did see Dakota Kai get that win over Tegan Nox in a street fight. And then what happened afterwards, it was interesting, as we seen, I guess it wasn't really a new face, but somebody who is a newcomer with WWE as far as television goes, Rena Gonzalez. Now she goes by Raquel Gonzalez. She came out of nowhere, and she basically was a bit of Dakota Kai's muscle here, and she's the one who basically just obliterated Tegan Nox, and now it's good to see her on NXT television as part of a storyline here now. So that part of the match I did like, that bit of a surprise at the end. The thing was, if you did read healbynature.com earlier, we did post a report about Rena Gonzalez or Raquel Gonzalez being backstage. So clearly that's why she was backstage. Every match delivered, even though I'm not a fan of how the street fight ended. Jordan, I liked how the street fight ended. That's what got me watching. What's up, Ayat Ali? So that's one of the reasons that got me watching the street fight was the ending, that little bit of surprise there, which was really good. And then we had one of my favorite matches of the night, which was Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano. They went 27 minutes and 22 seconds. And right when Finn Balor came to NXT, I knew he was going to be able to take his career to another level as far as having these matches that, when he was on Raw and when he was on quote unquote the main roster, he had great matches, but there's just that other element of the matches Finn Balor has had in NXT. And the finish of this match was great. When he hit that coup de grace with the 1916 DDT, I thought that this was a great finish, a great match all in all. And it kind of played into what happened at the end of NXT TakeOver with Johnny Gargano. And we'll get into what happened at the end with NXT TakeOver when we discuss that match. But the fact that Johnny Gargano lost gave him now a bit of that story of why he did what he did at the end. Ayat Ali, I do see your name. Shout outs to Ayat Ali. It feels like Finn is going for that title again. So I kind of want to see Finn Balor against the North American champion. I want to see him versus Keith Lee, smaller guy versus big guy. I want to see that match happen. I think it would be great. Keith Lee, he can work with the best. I mean, he can work with big guys. He can work with small guys. I really want to see those two in the ring together. What is my thought on the NXT main event? We're going to get into that in just a moment here. Jole Mays. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Thank you for the super chat. We're going to get into that momentarily here. As you do know, my live streams at night, they're not long. They're not going to go an hour. They're not going to go an hour and a half where I'm just talking about whatever. I'm going to talk about what happened here tonight. Next match, Rhea Ripley, champion versus Bianca Belair, went 13 minutes, 30 seconds. At one point in time, I thought maybe Bianca Belair was going to win via disqualification. We would see Charlotte Flair interfere. It would set up some sort of triple threat at WrestleMania. But at the end, Rhea Ripley, even with Bianca Belair's family in the front row, Rhea Ripley did end up getting that W. And she's going to now go to WrestleMania 36. Afterwards, Charlotte Flair did attack Rhea Ripley. She accepted her challenge for WrestleMania 36. And afterwards, she also did attack Bianca Belair outside of the ring. So it got my head spinning. Are they going to do something where maybe they're going to have a triple threat? Or we still have NXT TakeOver the night before WrestleMania. So what are they going to do then? As it stands right now, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 36. We still have that one event before WrestleMania 36. So what are they going to do there? That's my big question. If Bianca Belair is going to get a rematch there, or if she's going to be inserted in a triple threat at WrestleMania. But as it stands right now, for the NXT Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. I am from the Toronto area. Ayat Ali, thank you. Do you think Velveteen Dream will ever get another chance at the NXT title? I have a feeling that Velveteen Dream will go to Raw or SmackDown before he gets a chance at that NXT title. I really think he's going to get a shot. Then we have the Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, or as Nigel McGuinness likes to call him, Pete Dune, versus the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. This match went 16 minutes and 58 seconds, a perfect time for a match. I love it when matches are about 20 minutes in length, not too long, not too short. The chemistry between Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, it's really got like the skits they're doing together, the golf cart, them going out together. I think it's really funny just because Pete Dunne is such a serious character and Matt Riddle is happy-go-lucky. He's got that bit of a stoner attitude going on. And now Matt Riddle has won his first title, since joining WWE, as him and Pete Dunne did defeat the Undisputed Era for the NXT Tag Team Championship. And now I want to see where this goes. Who's next in line for those tag team titles? Are we going to see another rematch? Are we going to see another team in the mix? How is this going to play out going into WrestleMania season, going into TakeOver New York? And then we get into the final match. My favorite match of the night, Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa. It went 33 minutes and 23 seconds. There was so many times during this match where I thought it was over, and it just wasn't over. They kept on going. They kept on going. In the end, we did see the Undisputed Era members interfere. And then from there, you're thinking, okay, they're going to interfere. It's going to backfire on Adam Cole. And then we're going to see Tommaso Ciampa get the win. Then we see the ref bump. And then we see Tommaso Ciampa basically, gets a clear finish, but the ref is down. And then out of nowhere, Johnny Gargano is at ringside cheering Tommaso Ciampa on. The champion reaches for the title. Gargano grabs it and then smashes Ciampa over the head with it. Cole gets the pin. Cole is still the NXT champion. Johnny Gargano, clearly he had his defeat earlier. And now he's like, I don't know if you want to say a sore loser or if he's just wants to now remember all those things Tommaso Ciampa did to him in the past. When we talk about that storyline here, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, I love them as a pair, but I also love them when they're at each other's throats, and this is going to be good. Let's get into some questions here. Bianca shows up on Raw and challenges Charlotte for her spot. Give me Dream versus Cole at TakeOver Tampa. Any news on Lars Sullivan? Lars Sullivan, as far as I know, is not scheduled back until sometime this summer. Will Undertaker appear on Super Showdown? Suk Singh, I haven't heard anything about Undertaker at Super Showdown. I do know that he is scheduled to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Ciampa and Cole put on a great match to be overshadowed by a not so shocking and pretty bad heel turn. Lewis 4872. I have a feeling that there was an element of surprise at the end. I don't think many people thought Gargano was going to come out there. I think they're going to play out this story well. And now you got to think, like, does Gargano just want a shot at that NXT championship? Does Gargano want retribution on Ciampa? Are they going to have a triple threat match at TakeOver in Tampa? What's going to go on from there? I love Johnny's my favorite NXT superstar since they beat TM61. But that heel turn was ass. I get what you're saying here, but I think that in the end, we're going to see. I want to say we're going to see something better from Gargano, as now he's going to be more of the antagonist in this feud. Gregory Benson with the super chat. So, do you think we're going to get a triple threat between Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte at Mania? That is a great question here. So tonight, Charlotte did attack Ripley, and then she attacked Bianca Belair. So it's one of those things where you're thinking, Bianca Belair wants to get a retribution over Charlotte. Will Charlotte face Bianca Belair, say, in a singles match, and then the winner gets a shot at Rhea Ripley? They could play it like that, saying, you know what? I want to face you. You hurt me. Let's have a singles match between each other. The winner then faces Rhea Ripley. They could always do that, even at TakeOver. Or they could do it on Raw, or they can do it on NXT television. I'm wondering if that spot would have been saved for Cross at the end of the show. You know what? I'm not sure what they're doing with Cross. He's clearly teasing things. I wanted to see him tonight. Clearly, he didn't show up on television. What do I think? When do I think Io Shirai will be back? I'm not 100% sure on Io Shirai. Didn't they tease a Gargano heel turn months ago? Yeah, they did tease it, but at the same time, I think that the DIY reuniting kind of overshadowed everything. So does this mean Killer Cross is heading to the main roster? Do we see some static teases? I still think that static stuff on Friday Night SmackDown was just Bray Wyatt foolery. BM Scorpio, best source for news. I have Mr. Heel by Nature. Love your work, man. Keep it up. Thank you, BM Scorpio. I hope you're right, Lewis. There's lots of possibilities. Don't forget to talk about TakeOver Dublin, BFG podcast. I do thank you for bringing that up. TakeOver Dublin, the first time NXT TakeOver will be outside of, NXT UK TakeOver will be outside of the United Kingdom, and they will be at the 3 Arena in Dublin, Ireland. And That's going to take place on April 26th. It is a Sunday, which is interesting here. They're doing a takeover event, a UK takeover event on a Sunday, standalone event. First time in Dublin for a UK takeover. That arena, the 3 Arena, could hold about 10,000 folks. And WWE did do a live event there back in November for their European tour. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to come after Jordan Devlin for that Cruiserweight Championship at TakeOver. Also, the NXT UK Championship. What's going to happen with that? I guess we'll just wait and see how that one does pan out here. We got robbed of the Black Ciampa Gargano triple threat due to injury. So hopefully we get a triple threat with Cole, Gargano, Ciampa. Lewis, that's what I'm thinking for TakeOver Tampa. We're going to get a triple threat. Why is Kathy Kelly leaving? Exactly. She seems very popular. I just think that Kathy Kelly obviously wants to do something else outside of wrestling. She has a lot of potential. She started on, I want to say, the AfterBuzz show. So I think she just ran her course and she's just looking for something else. Here's one you'll like. A certain guy named BS went insane when Nyla won the title. I think I know who you're talking about. And you know what? I'm happy Nyla won the title. It is sports entertainment. It's like a movie here, folks. Anything can happen. And quite frankly, I'm fine with Nyla winning the title. I'm fine with anybody winning any title. It's sports entertainment, folks. Let's not try to take everything so seriously. We're supposed to have fun. Everything is fun here, and I'm all for Nyla winning the women's championship. I'm all for Tessa Blanchard winning the men's championship. To me, it's all entertainment, and I am being entertained because I do think that Shirai could be feuding with Toni Storm in the near future. All in all, I do want to give this NXT TakeOver event, I do want to give it a solid 7 out of 10, 7.5. It was a great event, and I really enjoyed it. As far as some other wrestling news before we do get going, there was one report where our arena in Cincinnati refused to hold an AEW event. So Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, did report earlier tonight that All Elite Wrestling may have to look for another arena to host any upcoming events in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Heritage Bank Center, it used to be known as the US Bank Arena, is refusing to host any AEW events due to their existing relationship with WWE. According to the report, Jon Moxley has been pushing for AEW to run a show in the area, and many were hopeful that the company will be able to have the Heritage Bank Center to host an event. WWE most recently ran a house show at that arena in December. The venue also played host to Cyber Sunday back in 2006 and WWE Starrcade in 2018. But AEW, I guess, can't run that arena. The arena says, no, we have a relationship with WWE. Sorry, we can't do it. AEW does have another option with the Cintas Center at the Xavier University. That venue does hold 10,000 people. So if they want to go to Cincinnati, they can always go there. But this doesn't surprise me. WWE tried to block New Japan and Ring of Honor from running Madison Square Garden. It ended up with Joe Koff of Ring of Honor having to have a chat with those at WWE. And it ended up MSG allowed Ring of Honor and New Japan to have that event. New Japan also has an upcoming event at MSG this summer. Cody Rhodes, he spoke on bypassing politics when they announced they're going to run AEW Dynamite at the Prudential Center in March, as WWE has a stronghold on a lot of arenas, and it's not just in the United States. They have a stronghold in arenas worldwide, one including my backyard, Toronto. If AEW wanted to run an event in Toronto right now, there isn't many options for big arenas inside Toronto, as the Air Canada Centre is a WWE exclusive arena. Same with Coca-Cola Coliseum. So if they want to run somewhere, they could always run the old Maple Leaf Gardens. It doesn't hold as many people, but there is a few options there, but not the big arenas that WWE does. And I do know AEW wants to run in Toronto, so it'll be interesting to see where they do actually end up. You're welcome. I said I would help you whenever you need. It could cross surprise anybody and join a UK team for NXT. How do you know when you should turn face or baby heel or book yourself as a face or baby heel in the first place, besides the crowd reactions? And how do you come up with your own fantasy bookings? So I had how do you know? That's something that the people in the back, the management, the creative team, they come up with all those storylines. And as far as myself coming up with fantasy bookings, I just kind of read between the lines, and I don't really think a lot about, hey, what's going to happen. I watch something and I think within minutes, hey, this is the way it maybe should be. There's arena here in Mississippi who wouldn't let TNA run because WWE ran it, and that is something that's been happening for years. Take a couple more stories. Sorry, a couple more questions. How do you tell stories in a wrestling ring and be a good in-ring worker? Well, I've been in a wrestling ring once, but I've never actually wrestled. So I couldn't tell you how to exactly tell a story. There's lots of good books out there that I suggest you read, Ayad, when it comes to guys talking about inside the ring psychology, things like that. I would suggest you look that up. Lewis 84872. Last question here. Hey, heel, random question. Who do you think on the current roster could put on a great match with Brock? Has yet to be a guy that hasn't worked with him yet. Could put on a great match with Brock. I honestly think Brock can work great with smaller guys, and the match with Ricochet. I'm actually looking forward to that, but think of somebody like Mustafa Ali and Brock Lesnar. I think that would be a great match. The underdog, Mustafa Ali, small guy, versus somebody like Brock Lesnar. I think that would be great. So we know Gargano and Ciampa don't want to be in the main roster. So you think they turn Gargano heel to have him stay in NXT as long as they can? I think they turned him heel basically to continue the storyline. Like, what was going to happen next with DIY? They were just going to continue to be friends and then, be a tag team, try to go for, obviously we need another element. Gargano's now turning on him. Eventually they're going to come back together. So I think that's just where it stands right now. But I do want to thank everyone who did join me tonight. We're clocking in around 20 minutes. As always, healbynature.com has the breaking news every day. And if you do want to buy a t-shirt, pwnews.co/HBN, the Keeping It Heel design is on there. It takes you directly to a pro wrestling store. And as always, don't forget to DDT that like button and subscribe. Join the notification squad to be notified of new videos. And have a great day.